Okay, so this car been sitting for a week with the jack mode on and lift mode. So the front is all lowered, but the back is still intact. So today, let's see. So the jack mode is on, so the yellow light is solid and it's lowered, so it's blinking on the green. I want to leave it exactly the way it is so the pump will not be on. So I'm going to drive into the... Okay, so I believe the left side airbag is leaking. So we want to make sure that it leaks before we replace it. So we're going to remove this. This is the shock. So we can remove this one. So what we need to do is to get soap and water. Okay, while we're here, it was raining dog and cats yesterday and the water is not draining. Okay, so most of the slow leak, the pump will still work without getting too hot and shut down. So now what we're going to do is we're going to start the car, and right now it's in lift mode. So we're going to go to setup, and the jack mode was on the whole week. So now we're going to turn it off, and now the pump should work. So it should lift this one up right now. But you still don't hear the pump, but it's lifting it up into the lift mode. Now when it's lifting it up like that, we can spray the top and see if it's leaking on top here. So we're going to put it back into jack mode. So now we're going to check on the bottom and see if it's going to leak on this side or not, okay? So this side doesn't seem to leak. You see no bubble there. Okay, so it's leaking to the top instead of the bottom. There you go. It's leaking. So sometimes it's not leaking on the bottom, but it's leaking through the top. Alright, what we need to do is replace it anyhow. Okay, so this is the new airbag for the suspension of 88D3. And inside here, they already have the bushing, so make sure not to install the old bushing on here. Airbag from Paul Waterloo. And inside here, it already have the bushing for the strut. So make sure when we do this, we don't use the old bushing anymore. Oh, this is the one we replaced last time. It's still intact. So that's good. Oh, this is beautiful. At least we found the leak. So now we can safely replace it. Okay, so since we're going to replace only the airbag, so we're going to keep our strut. So we're going to snip this one. Anything around there is right. I'm going to cut it. Yeah, no return. Okay. So we're going to leave this one on the side here. Okay, so the nut, the big nut, is actually 41 millimeter. We want to loosen it up while it's in the car. Unlike last time, I have to do it with two people when it's outside. So the best one is here. Okay, loosen it is so much easier compared to if we're going to do it outside. Wow, the big clouds of bubble. Beauty. Okay, so this one right here is the level sensor for the shock. So when this one move up or down, it will be low or high. So this is to help the cell leveling system. So the reason I don't use VCDS is because this is the control system. The level will sense if the car is low or high. If it's low, the pump will turn on and pump the airbag up to the correct level. But the airbag is leaking so much that the pump overworked to pump it up all the way, and it get hot, it will shut down by the computer. So the pump seldomly breaks. Okay? Now, if you run the VCDS, you will see the pump overheated, or the level sensor is bad, or the air suspension is leaking. So you cannot just follow everything and replace. So I do this one without VCDS. Your eyes can see the bubble coming out on the top or on the bottom of this. So it's a guarantee that the airbag is broken. A few ways to do this, to remove this strut, to replace this airbag here. So the best one is to remove this and take the whole thing out. So the first thing we want to do is to remove this. This is 10 millimeter. And I'm gonna undo this one. So the bolt for the strut is 18 millimeter. Okay, so we're gonna jack this side up so we can get the other guy out. Okay, so we need to remove this one, and we're gonna try to get it out. Alright, so this one is harder than the other one. Brandon, can you unscrew the other? We do a few turns. It's much easier to remove it. Okay, so the inside is 18 millimeter, and the nut outside is 9. So there are two O-rings. The small one and a big one. Okay. So some people believe that if they replace this O-ring on the top was leaking, it will fix it, right? But guess what? If I have to remove all this work, I'd rather to replace the whole airbag. Okay, right. So this is a new airbag, and this is the old one, so we need to remove this and put it over here. Okay, so the old and the new, can you tell the difference? Alright, so we put some synthetic oil on the ring, clean the groove, and also down here, make sure you put the rings in. Okay, now we're going to put it back. Alright, so we're going to slide this one in through the little hole there. Because of the wire. So we better make sure the wire is straight. Okay. So now push it all the way through. Okay, so we're in. So what we need to do now is to put this 18mm in first. We'll make sure the sleeve, the metal sleeve, go all the way down. So normally they have the metal sleeve in here, you see? Now, we go all the way down. Okay. So if you can feel that it hit the stopper, then you're good. This one is a little loose. So this cover is not very good. It doesn't have any air in it. So now we're going to have to put some air in here. We're going to tighten this one, but we're going to tighten also inside the car, right? And make sure that this is here, right? And while we're here, we can check to see if these are still good, the control arm bushing. Alright? So they look good to me. Alright, let's go. Okay, so we're gonna move this one up. God, it's heavy. God, this thing is heavy. Okay, since the new airbag doesn't have any air, we need at least air. So we need to put some air in by removing the jack mode off. So it should be pumping up air in it before we lower the car, okay? Make sure they have pressure in the airbag. Okay, so now I pump air in a few minutes ago. You can hear the airbag pushing all the way down. So let's see if this is working. So the jack mode is off. So we're going to turn the jack mode on. Turn off the car. Okay, so the jack mode is off. We're in lift mode right now. So what we're going to do is we're going to go to comfort and see if it's working. So the yellow light is on, it's not good. So before we put everything back, make sure we tighten with this guy. Yeah! As much as you can, since we're weak.
That's just you.
We don't want to have any clunking. Alrighty then. Now, when we cut this one with it not connected yet, the yellow light is on. So we need to connect this for the yellow light to be gone, okay? Time to strip these. Oh man, this one doesn't cut very well, does it? We don't want to cut the one inside. We're going to use a little cutter like this. Or you can use a razor blade, but I don't want to cut my own hand since I'm not really good with the razor blade. So we should cut this one a little longer. But anyhow. So when the wires are wired, then the yellow light is gone. So I just found out about this today. So if you buy one of those strut that doesn't have those two wires, the yellow light will be on. So I don't know how they fix it. Okay. So now we're going to take it for a drive to make sure that this green light is no longer on and the suspension is still there. Say that they have clunking after you put the suspension back on. Sounds perfect to me. And we are in comfort mode. I like comfort. So no clunking. Thank you, Paul, for sending me this. If not, I have to wait for a few months before they come from China. In the process of jacking on the other side, this one bent. The original one from Audi is so flimsy, it's so bad. I had to use a Q7 jack, which is better and stronger, to lift it up. And what it did is screw up my door. Look at this. Anyhow, you need 2 floor jacks at least, okay? But this car is my guinea pig, so I don't really care. And it drives nice, so I'm going to use it until it breaks, and then I'm going to... This is the comfort mode. I believe all the bags are the same. This have a sport mode too. They're all even. So this is also a China-made airbag, and this one is also China-made. Different company. So it works. So this Audi is a beautiful car, inexpensive to fix, and people keep spending money on the suspension. Don't replace parts that you don't need. Try to understand the system. It's very simple, okay? And it's a control system. One fail, all show failure. VCDS will tell you that all of the components in the suspension system is bad. Who's you going to believe? Me or the VCDS will replace everything and break it in the process? So this airbag suspension is sold between $128 all the way up to $143. Some of them, they sell both of them for $235, both sides. You can't beat that.